Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called Too Blessed to Be Stressed. And I have to tell you guys, I had a doctor appointment today, and before I went to the doctor appointment, I set up this reading and got everything all pretty and ready for the camera. And as I was sitting in the doctor's office, I looked over at a woman and she was wearing a t-shirt that said, "Too blessed to be stressed." And I was like, isn't that funny that I was literally doing a reading today with that same topic? And hopefully that's a good omen for all of us as we continue our journey down this path of life. And let's go ahead and look at the three piles today. We have pile number 1, which is represented by the 5th house of creativity. Okay, so if you're feeling this card here that says the 5th house and creativity, when I talk about 5th house, I mean astrology wise, which the 5th house does have to do with luck. It has to do with pleasure. It has to do with creativity, artists, dancers, musicians, people who are really talented in that type of a way definitely usually have a pretty strong 5th house. Okay. And the 5th house also has to do with children and has to do with joy, pleasure. And the 5th house is also associated with past life credit, or the things that we've done in a past life that actually help us in this lifetime. So if you're feeling pile number 1, you'll choose this card here for pile number 1. For pile number 2, we have the 2nd house of owning. And the 2nd house in astrology is associated with worth, value, owning things, buying power, financial health, stability, structure, okay, what we're born into with this world and how we value the material things that we have in our life. It also is a house that has to do with business, money, success, and a pursuit of our goals in the material world. Okay, so the 2nd house is very supporting in that. And do we have what we need in order to pursue our goals? Okay, and then we've got the 7th house here, which represents pile number 3. And the 7th house in astrology has to do with our partnerships, our love relationships, and just relating to people in general, and how easy or challenging or difficult that may be for us, and our ability to attract good vibes socially with other people. And we may even find, of course, the 11th house in astrology is associated with friendships, but you could even find some of your friends in your 7th house as well too, just people you interact with socially, business partners, regular love partner, relationship partner, etc. Okay, and the 7th house in astrology is a social house. It is an air house, and like I said, it has to do with relating. Okay, so take a deep breath and focus in on pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3, and choose whatever pile is drawing you in today. Or perhaps you want to choose that pile because that's what you're really focused on right now. And you can go directly to the description box below to find your pile, and we shall begin. For those of you that are wanting a personal reading with me, details are below for how to request one. If you would like a natal chart reading from me, details for how to request one are below. Thank you for being here, and let's begin. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the 5th house, and today's reading is called Too Blessed to Be Stressed, okay? And we're going to go ahead and find out how Spirit is helping you and assisting you in dealing with life's stresses and where your blessings are going to shine through. You guys picked the 5th house of creativity, pleasure, joy, fun. Okay, the 5th house is also a house of past life credit. So let's go ahead and take a look for pile number 1, please. Spirit, what do you have to share with pile number 1, please, regarding too blessed to be stressed? Okay. How are you showing for pile number 1 that they are just too damn blessed to be stressed? Okay, let's go ahead and see for pile number 1, please. How to be more blessed and less stressed, right? That's what we all need more of in this world. And we've got the 9 of Wands on the bottom of the deck here. And let's go ahead and take a look at your tarot. We've got the Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, oh boy, and the 9 of Pentacles. Oh boy, pile number 1, I'm already getting something about you guys feeling like you have to hurry, that if you don't hurry, you're going to miss out on something, okay? And Spirit's trying to tell you that feeling of needing to rush, or that feeling of being really distracted and needing to rush, like you can go ahead and let that go, because I feel like this 9 of Pentacles is really, Spirit's like, we really want you to focus on the small things that make you happy. We want you to focus on, like, you know, having a good meal, or someone prepares a meal for you, or you're eating right, you're eating healthy, you're taking care of yourself, you're enjoying life's little luxuries, going out to a nice dinner, you know, spending, if you are going to spend money on the things that are healthy for you and bring you a sense of enjoyment and bring a sense of pleasure. And I feel like Spirit is saying here, like, ignore the need to feel the pressure to rush on something, and instead just fall in love with the process of doing it, and don't feel like you have to, you know, like that you have to rush, okay? And sometimes our day can kind of just start off wrong because we're running late, we're running out the door, we're behind, we're not on time, we're stressing because the train's leaving without us, or the boat's leaving without us, or whatever, you know, or the Uber is here and we're not ready, or anything like that can be very, very stressful and can make us start our day on a note where we're feeling like very overwhelmed, like we wake up feeling behind. It's like, oh my God. Okay, so with this Knight of Swords, if you feel like you're kind of rushing around like a chicken with the head cut off, especially in the morning, and I'm also seeing like rain as well, or rain clouds or rain, and the feeling of getting kind of stuck in the mud, you know, and like, you know, some of you could have had like a weather related thing happen that really stressed you out, or something that happened to your car that was weather related that really stressed you out. And it's like, I need to find new transportation now and quick because I have to get to work, like this type of stuff. Spirit is just saying, yeah, you know, that has been really stressful for you, okay? But they're also saying, like, it's going to, once you actually arrive to where you are, it's like try to drop all of the like craziness of getting there, and just enjoy what you're doing and enjoy the pleasures in life. I also feel like with this Page of Cups and Knight of Cups here, that there is somebody that has a crush on you as well. And the 5th house in astrology is the house of pleasure and romance and kissy kissy and all of that, pile number 1. So, you know, I do feel like you're on someone's mind here. I do feel like someone's having romantic feelings towards you right now as well, pile number 1. And let's see what else we've got going on here. Let's see what else we've got. We've got movement, okay? We've got ghost. Oh, okay. And here's the other thing, pile number 1. I feel like somebody comes on really, really strong, like Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. Like this Knight of Cups is looking very romantic here with this bouquet of flowers. Somebody comes on really, really strong, or seems really heavy, really into you in that way. And then it's like, okay, what happened? And then they disappeared, and now they're trying to get back on track with you with this Knight of Swords before it's too late. But you're too blessed to be stressed. You know, you go about your day making your money, doing your thing, taking care of business, and let this other person stress about how they're going to make it up to you. Don't worry if somebody did ghost you or somebody did like disappoint you in some way, pile number one, because it's like they said, okay, we're going to go out or we're going to spend time together, and then they were late. They didn't show up. They stood you up. They didn't make it in time. And it's like, you know, I feel you guys are very productive in your life. And it's like, yeah, I don't really have time for people doing that kind of stuff. And I feel some of you with this Nine of Wands, you've experienced that in the past of people coming on like really strong and really like wanting to move something forward. And then when things get more serious, it's like they ghost or they back out. And I feel like you guys are like, well, yeah, I have had that happen to me before, but I'm not actually focused on that anymore. I'm focused on like my responsibilities, my commitments, doing things I enjoy, pleasure, life's little luxuries, being happy with what I'm doing and what I'm working on every day. I'm not focused on let them handle the pressure of everything over here, right? Because you're too blessed to be stressed. Let them go through the machinations of trying to figure out everything that they need to do to get your attention or make things up to you or apologize. Okay, let them handle that, pile number one. In the meantime, you just go about yourself, okay? You just go about sipping that daiquiri by the pool, reading your your favorite romance novel. Like, you just go about fanning yourself, okay? While this person over here, they can figure out what to do, okay? They can figure out how to come back into your life and apologize and say whatever. Like, that responsibility can be left on them. We have isolation here, okay? And sometimes it can feel like we're all alone in the world, like, you know, that there's nobody there to help us if something goes wrong or something isn't working, okay? And I know how that is, pile number one, because I mean, I lived alone for many, many years. I mean, I'm in my mid 40s now, but I mean, I lived alone for many, many years in my 20s and 30s, over 10 years actually. And that fear that like, if something goes wrong, you know, what do I do, right? And yeah, so, and we can spend, you know, every day kind of like thinking about stuff like that, or like if this goes wrong or if that goes wrong, I'm all alone, that type of thing. But it may not be the most productive use of your time right now, okay? And also, I feel like leaving this person alone or leaving this situation alone is what you need right now, because I do feel like there's someone that misses you, cares for you, wants to, you know, show you how much they miss you and care. But I feel like what Spirit's kind of saying is this has been a confusing situation emotionally, and let this person be alone for a while, or let this person really think about how they messed up instead of like, you know, and don't put it on your shoulders. Like I was saying, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Consciousness. Here's on you, the Nine of Pentacles, consciousness. You're very conscious about what you put effort and energy into is what's going to grow for you. And you're very conscious that there's some higher goals that you would like to achieve and work on in your life. And some of those goals may be healthy eating, maybe like learning new recipes. It may be saving more money, asking for a promotion or a raise, making more money, All right. Anything that brings stability and security and allows you to also be creative as well, like explore your creative potential and becoming truly conscious of how good you are at the things that you do. And actually, I feel like a lot of the things that you go after, you tend to get pile number one, okay? And it's not without some effort, okay? But you're very conscious of what it takes to reach your goals in life. And also that you need to reach higher for better things that maybe in the past you were reaching too low, okay? Because I see her arm is pointed downwards here. We have one arm pointed up and one pointed down. So I feel like it's kind of like you're realizing that maybe in life before that you didn't even have high enough standards, and that in order to like get to where you want to go, you're going to be having higher standards about everything in your life, okay? And you're going to be reaching higher and aiming higher, okay? And if there's one thing that certain like rejections have taught you is that you want to protect your sexual energy, and also too, it's also taught you that you need to like aim higher for the things that you want and the goals that you're trying to achieve, okay? And so, yeah, I feel this Nine of Pentacles with this consciousness. You're becoming very aware of these patterns. We have believe in the impossible, the blue moon, okay? And I mean, I love the Page of Cups and Knight of Cups for creativity and for really tuning into one's emotions, okay? And we have believe in the impossible here. We have drowned out the fucking noise and keep doing you. And then there's a sparkle unicorn right here. I love that. Drowned out the fucking noise and keep doing you. That's what I've been saying the entire time. Like, drowned out the noise, okay? And even if it is drowning out the silence of somebody or the ghosting of somebody or the drowned out everything in your head that's telling you too late, you don't have enough time, everything you've done has to be by yourself, no one else is going to be there to help. Like, you know, we've got believe in the impossible, blue moon. And it's interesting because we're going to have a blue moon in July, actually. We have a blue moon. So that's kind of interesting. At the end of July is a full moon in Capricorn, second of the month. And it is a blue moon. So once in a blue moon, an amazing idea comes around, new inspiration, artistic dreams and visions, okay, to kind of move something forward. All right. But if you're talking to someone and getting to know someone or talking to someone and they ghost or it doesn't go the way you want it to do, drowned out the noise in your head that tells you, oh, I'm going to be doing this forever, alone, by myself, all this, drowned out all that and just keep doing you, because you've got real success here with the Nine of Pentacles, okay? And we have journey here. And sometimes the journey, you may move to a new place for work or travel for work. Exploring the world gives you the experience you need to succeed. Wow, okay. And maybe there's a pressure there because it's like, well, I do want to travel. I do want to explore the world, but I don't want to do it in isolation. I don't want to do it by myself. And I get that. I totally get that, right? And, you know, props to the people in the world who've traveled by themselves and gone on adventures by themselves. I think it's kind of a rite of passage. I know in my late 20s, I went to Eastern Europe by myself and like traveled around, and it can be a good confidence builder. And the fifth house is definitely confidence and building confidence as well, and having fun, enjoyment, pleasure. But it's not too late. If you're like, it's too late. I want to do some of these things, but I don't want to do them alone, but I feel it's too late. It's not too late. Okay. And for those of you that do get to travel for your job and you do like it and it is enjoyable, you just kind of wish that there was someone else there with you or it wasn't alone. I feel like Spirit is saying really appreciate the opportunities that you're getting with this, because it is pretty cool, okay? You may move to a new place for work or travel for work, going on a journey, all right? And maybe you would like to travel more for work. And yeah, and it's like, how would I do that though? How would I make that lifestyle happen? I feel like I can't. I feel like I won't, but it's like, no, you will. You're too blessed to be stressed. We have Mars in action, becoming conscious of the actions that you need to take, aiming higher, developing further ambitions, working towards goals, drowning out the noise, taking action on the things that you care about, right? And Mars has to do with desire, which is very fifth house, you know, desire, strength, competition, workouts, excitement, thirst, leadership, okay? Willpower, and the sex drive, all right? Mars definitely having to do with one's courage and sex drive and all of that, okay? And we need to turn up the heat. We need to turn up the volume, Now dance, pile number 1, okay? And we've got, you know, Mars is about feeling hot. And it's like, not only do I want to feel hot and sexy, but I want to feel stable and secure and comfortable as well with the 9 of Pentacles, okay? And safety and stability can be really hot, you know? Structure, discipline, all of that can be really hot with in the right situation with the right person, okay? And I feel like you're becoming conscious of the things you need to do in order to make your goals and dreams happen. We have here flowers. Ooh, and look at this Knight of Cups is holding flowers here. And now we've got a flowers card. Get some flowers. They are very healing for you. Okay, and somebody may be getting you flowers or maybe wanting to give you flowers, okay? But just reminding yourself, like, I am loved, I love myself, I take care of myself, I care about myself, and getting some flowers for yourself can be very healing. You know, if that asshole dropped the ball and didn't get the flowers and didn't show up, it's like, buy the flowers for yourself, you know? Get some flowers. They are very healing for you, okay? And also, if this person owes you like something romantically, flowers, an explanation, etc., let that fall on them, not you, okay? Because you've got enough things you've got to take action on. We've got Realm Bridger, okay? And this is about finding what we need in order to make what we want conscious and happen in our lives. It says, as you raise your vibration and you explore different states of consciousness, you may experience phenomena you believed only happen in fantasy stories. Through meditation and journaling, we invite a greater awareness of subtle realities. These realms can be amazing places to bring through pioneering ideas and creativity. Oh my gosh, the 5th house and creativity. Wow, okay. These realms, like meditation and journeying, we invite you to a greater awareness. Yeah, meditation and journaling and journeying. Journeying is writing. I remember when I was like, you know, traveling around in Eastern Europe, I kept a journal at the time, and I would sit in little cafes and I would write like little things that I was thinking about or like watching people or meditating on my life at the time. And yeah, keeping a journal while you travel, like that can be really interesting because you can go back and look at it and see like where your mind was at. And these realms can be amazing places to bring through pioneering ideas and creativity. Yeah, and with the King of Swords, like ideas come quick and fast. And maybe what you need in order to jumpstart your creativity is actually to go on a solo trip by yourself and pull out your journal and go visit different places and write down meditations, go to temples, go to various places, go to scenic overlooks and sit and meditate and journal and write and open up your mind and let your creativity really kind of pour out and shine through. Okay, and this card is about bridging the seen and the unseen. Just as water changes from solid to gas to liquid, we can catch the intangible in other forms. Metaphor, codes, or even math can form the path of the visionary. From the mind and the heart, visions can merge into matter. Dream outside the box. It's time to create the foundations of our realities in a fresh, new way. Yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles, consciousness, and Mars, it's time to create the foundations of reality in a fresh, new way. And some of that inspiration could be drawn from traveling alone or going on a trip, doing a ritual, like, buying yourself flowers, drowning out the noise so that you're not worried about this other stuff over here, okay? And dream outside the box. It's time to create the foundations of a new reality. Love it. Pile number 1. Ooh, we have card number 29, and this is saying, seeing the true you. Oh, I love that. And I love the beautiful greens in this reading. She's sitting on a green chair here. She's a redhead and she's leaning over on a green chair. And anyway, very beautiful hands, long fingers, pretty hair, okay? But this is about seeing the true you. And sometimes to see the true us, we need to kind of drop our defenses a little bit when we're alone in those moments by ourselves and really kind of take the moment to pause and reflect. But sometimes as soon as we do that, it feels like all the other thoughts come rushing in, And this isn't so much as about another person, pile number 1, as it is about you at this point in your life and seeing the true person that is you, okay? And taking action based on what you see and becoming more conscious of who you are and what you would like to create in your life. And what you'd like to create, it's not more isolation, it's not more division, it's not any of that. And I don't feel you guys are trying to create more isolation, division, walls around yourself. I don't feel like you guys are trying to create that. I feel like you're just trying to create a healing space where you can really reach your full potential is what I see. Okay, and sometimes to do that, we need to drown out the noise and keep doing you. All right, so pile number 1, that is what I am getting for you today. I hope that reading resonated for you. And I'd love to hear your comments, your thoughts, and your feedback. Thank you so much, pile number 1, and take care. Let's move on to pile number 2. Okay. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the second house of money and material gain. Welcome to your reading. And the things that we do in life to build up our security and stability, of course, are very important. And oftentimes, money stresses, job stresses can really make us feel, confused about things sometimes and unsure of what decisions we want to make because we're stressing about money or about material resources, okay? And so this reading, pile number 2, is called Too Blessed to Be Stressed. And we are going to go ahead and take a look at where Spirit is helping you relieve stress and become more blessed for pile number 2. How is Spirit helping pile number 2 release stress and become more blessed? Let's see. Okay, we've got the King of Pentacles. Ooh, I love that. That's very second house. That's very much in command. Temperance. Okay, and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, and Strength card. Ooh, pile number 2. We also have the Magician on the bottom of the deck. I mean, I feel like you guys are really good at doing a lot with a little. You know, sometimes people are really talented at, you know, making things last or doing a lot with a little. And I feel like it's hard for you sometimes to understand how other people can be so clueless about how other people are struggling, and the strength that it takes, the strength and determination it takes to believe in yourself when you feel like you're stuck or you feel like you're not growing or not moving at the time, okay? And, you know, and I feel like that there is more money to be made, pile number 2 here for you. And I'm actually focusing on these 2 pentacles down here. And I do feel like there has been somebody or a situation in your life that has been holding back resources, okay? And some of you could have a boss that they'd really like to pay you more money, but they can't because, you know, XYZ 1, 2, 3, okay? Or there's somebody in your life that would like to help more or do more, but they can't because of XYZ 1, 2, 3. And I feel like that's very frustrating for you to hear, pile number 2, because you've tried to, like, I feel like there is someone that feels that you're worth a lot more than what you're getting, okay? And they feel bad that there's nothing, there's not a lot that they can give. Now, again, like I said, that is a very frustrating feeling of having to keep, you know, making things last, having to keep tolerating things, having to keep, you know, like it could be a feeling of, you know, you guys could be very frustrated and angry because it's like, you know, I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm very good at what I do. I have more responsibility than ever. You know, you expect me to teach or to train or to help. And it's not like, you know, it's not working. Like, I need more money, okay? And I feel like you guys are like, hey, I'm not growing the way that I want to be growing. And it's really frustrating, okay? So pile number 2, we are going to address this energy in your reading for sure, all right? We are going to look deeper at this. We have balance with the King of Pentacles. Sometimes what people have to offer is maybe not more money, but maybe it is like, you know, more time off or more time to spend with your family or more work-life balance or this type of thing, you know, like it isn't always like sometimes people, right? And I feel like this King of Pentacles really wants to balance your workload, or I feel there's something you guys have been tolerating for a while, but you're frustrated with it because you know that you should be getting paid more, or you know that your skills are better than this, okay? And I do feel like this person is trying to do things or wants to do things to balance your workload or wants to try to help you with something here, okay? Or find a way to help you bring more balance into your life. We have love here. Interesting. All right. Well, that's interesting. We've got, yeah. Now here's something. I feel like with this love here, you may actually really enjoy what you're doing and be really good at it. And I feel like you are very well loved in the work that you do, or in the projects you dedicate yourself to. You truly are a master with temperance. And some of you here could be teachers, training other people, very patient with other people when they don't get it. People love working with you, like customers, clients, people, co-workers, clients, customers, friends. Like, people absolutely love working with you because you're so talented, pile number 2. And especially for those of you who are looking for work, and you're looking and you really loved what you've been doing before, but you weren't getting paid enough, or there wasn't enough balance. Because sometimes we can take trade-offs, right? Okay, maybe I'm not getting paid as much, but I have way more flexibility, or I've got way more this or that. I've got way more time off, or way less stress, and that can be a positive thing, okay? And this tells me it's like, okay, I absolutely love my skills. Like, I know I'm really good at it, and I know that I really shine, but I just want to be paid more. I just want to find something that really complements my skills and allows me to be paid. And I feel like with this 7 of Pentacles, it's like, okay, I love something about what I'm doing, but the growth or the money isn't really where I want it to be, okay? And I get that. I totally get that. And pile number 2, I really do, all right? And something that you love, but it's making you sad because you're waiting for balance. You're waiting for, it's like, I've been waiting a while, Natalie. I've been waiting a while, okay? I do things out of the goodness of my heart because I care, and I want people to be happy with what's going on, but I'm also sick of it because it's not really what I want, okay? And we have magic coming out underneath the strength card here, all right? And obviously, I feel like your strength is really a magical quality that you have within yourself, like your ability to stay determined, stay in situations, be determined, be courageous, stand up for yourself, stand up for other people. Like, you truly are an empowered person, and that magic is your ability to withstand things, your resilience, your resistance to caving in and all this kind of stuff. You truly are. It's a truly magical piece to you, pile number 2, but at times you may feel almost like a victim of your strength, because it's like, I want more options with the Magician. Like, I'm sick of these limited options, and I am strong, and I can withstand a lot in situations, and it does make me feel very strong and empowered, and it makes, it is a magical part of your personality. It's like a superhuman, superhero, superwoman, superhero side of your personality that you're so, even if you're dead ass tired, even if you've got nothing left in the gas tank, you find a way to take care of others, help others, put on a smiling face, keep going through the workday, keep pushing through situations, be strong for other people. Like, you truly have this within yourself, and it is a magical superpower that you have. But at times, because you tolerate things, and because you are able to tolerate things and still stand strong in the situation, you may feel like, that's fine that I can do all of that. And it is a survival skill. It's a magical survival skill to be able to balance all that, you know. But what I feel like what you guys are really looking for is this magician energy of, I want things to be more light and flexible. And yeah, the moon is under the magician. So this is something I've been looking for, but I haven't been able to find. I want more options. I want more flexibility. I want things to be lighter. I want choices. I don't want to feel stuck anymore. Okay, so I totally get that, pile number 2. I really do. Let's see here. Yeah, we have your hard work is paying off. New moon and Capricorn. Okay, and someone sees all the work that you're doing and loves it. Is like, wow, I don't even know if I could do it. You know, I don't even know, like, your hard work is paying off. And I feel like you guys are really impressing people with what you do. Okay. And your hard work is paying off, even though it may not feel like that right now. And I feel like you are highly admired as well, pile number 2, like, for your discipline, for your courage, for your willingness to stand up for others, for even if you're not having a good day, you can put it aside, and because you genuinely care about the people on the receiving end of what you're doing. And so, like, you know, and I do feel like you really have loved certain things that you've done, but you know, there's just maybe not enough growth or opportunity there. And with Capricorn, it's a new moon in Capricorn energy. It can feel like things are taking a really long time to develop, okay? And that there's like new expectations and new, like, you know, new things that are being constantly dumped on you. And it's a lot to handle, but you handle it with grace. I feel, pile number 2. We are all imposters. Just own it. Wow. Wow. We are all imposters. Just own it. And yeah, like, we all feel sometimes that we're not good enough, or we're like, don't deserve something, or, you know, like, we all have that side of ourselves where we're really, really hard on ourselves, like with the 7 of Pentacles and sadness. And I've been there too, pile number 2, where you expect a lot of perfection from yourself with this Temperance and Love card. And you don't like it when you fail, or you don't like it when you make a mistake. Okay, it makes you very, very sad. It makes you feel very, like, lacking. But Spirit is just saying, even if you did make a mistake or it wasn't what you thought it was going to be, it's saying we all are kind of faking it until we make it, pile number 2. All of us are. It's the people that have the strength to keep pushing and keep going and keep climbing that mountain that end up reaching the top, okay? And I know it isn't fair, because there are some people who, nepotism, shit like that, and they're just, you know, whatever, already there, and the rest of us are kind of plowing that, you know, plowing those fields, as they say, pile number 2. But also just go easy on yourself, okay? And I do feel like you guys have the ability to effectively manage resources, whether that's people, money, etc. Like, you are becoming this King of Pentacles, and you have the ability to balance it all. Your hopes, your expectations, your failures, your resilience, standing up, taking the lead, taking ownership, okay? And, you know, the most important thing and the strongest thing we can do is, if we make a mistake, is to take ownership of it and still be proud of ourselves anyway for everything that we've done. And I feel like you guys truly are becoming this King of Pentacles, and it is a leadership, you know, it is a leadership type of a situation. And, you know, being able to do a lot with very little is something that's going to be needed in the position anyway. being able to budget, plan, see far enough ahead to anticipate things, balance the competing needs of different people. Yeah, like I actually feel some of you here could be more experienced and more competent than your boss in a lot of ways as well. And your boss may even know that, okay? And anyway, but more than anything, I feel like you guys really get down on yourselves when you make a mistake or when you do something wrong, because you really want to do quality work with this new moon in Capricorn. You really want to be doing quality, balanced, in control type of work. And so just, this whole thing, like, you're doing great. You've been working so hard. There's the 10 of Wands. You've been working so hard to get better at what you do, practicing, school, skills, everything that you're working on. All right. And you may feel that sometimes people are just watching over your shoulder, waiting for you to fail. Okay. And that people constantly are like, they can tell that you're very blessed when it comes to your skill, but it's like people just love to point out a flaw or something that you did wrong. And, being able to kind of take those moments in stride and shrug them off. And I know how hard that is, pile number 2, I deal with that myself. I don't like that either. And it really makes me mad sometimes too. But, just own it. We're all learning, right? What's important that we love what we're learning, right? Other than that, if we love what we're learning, then we're very blessed, because a lot of people don't love learning and they don't love what they're doing or what they're learning. All right. And, and sometimes we have to invest in ourselves monetarily to do that. But consider yourself very blessed if you're very skilled, you're good at what you do, you like what you do, and you're learning new skills and you love learning new skills. Consider yourself very, very blessed, okay? Even if it feels like everyone's watching over your shoulder just to try to see if you stumble, because you're not, pile number 2. You're gonna be fine. We have brilliance. You discover your own genius by breaking away from the grind to follow your own inspiration. Your ideas bring recognition, and this is where, if we're just focused on the shit that isn't really what we like or what we love doing, we're just focusing on the worst aspects of something, it can be really hard for those new ideas, there's those new openings, those new things to kind of come through. And I kind of feel there is a couple things here, pile number 2, that maybe you haven't considered yet. Whether they're side hustles, money-making ventures, new skills that you could acquire, okay? Taking on new opportunities, investing a little money into learning a new skill that you're really gonna love. Okay, but you discover your own genius by breaking away from the grind, and that's where the magic is, okay? And I feel you guys are really nose to the grindstone kind of people, and so it's hard sometimes to break away from the grind, because there's that feeling, if I stop focusing on it or turn away from even 1 second, I'm going to like fail or miss out. All right. But actually, I feel like that's where the magician comes in for you guys. We have here the sun and being, self-awareness, spirit, creativity, okay, individuality, doing your own thing. I feel you guys really shine because you're very self-sufficient. And you do have a really strong leadership energy, okay? And, the sun is about like the most honorable, the most blessed, the most sought after, the highest glory, the highest honor. All of that is, I feel, you guys, okay? And sometimes it's our ego that gets bruised, or it's childishness, or people acting immature, ego and stuff like that, where people try to bring us down and try to point out every little thing that's wrong. And Spirit's saying, you're too blessed to be stressed about all of that. Just focus on being yourself and living in the moment with your own magic, okay? Because even if a mistake is found, you're strong enough to get through that and brush it off and move forward, okay? And just being yourself brings a lot of, self-awareness, energy, and life force to the situation, okay? We have trust issues. Who hurt you? Release it and be open to change, okay? And this could be where we are lacking trust in someone. Like, this person can't do anything to help me. They don't know anything. And there may be where you guys are very resilient and strong and overdoing things sometimes because you don't trust other people to do their fair share of things, okay? And sometimes when we have trust issues, particularly at work or things like that, I mean, I had them a lot because I was a perfectionist at my job in corporate America years ago. And I always was afraid everyone's making mistakes and doing things wrong all the time. And, yeah, sure, people were making mistakes and doing things wrong, but I had a lot of trust issues, and I had to learn to release some of those trust issues. It's funny how a lot of our personal issues can show up in our work life. Like, if we have trust issues, like someone telling us, oh, I'm going to balance your workload, your hard work is paying off, I'm going to help you. And it's like, yeah, I don't trust you. I don't trust you to listen to me. I don't trust you to, and I get it. If there has been people in the past that have promised you things and they haven't given them to you, I get that. But I also think that you're really good at what you're working on, pile number 2. And some of you here may have an opportunity to get into leadership positions yourself because of your resilience and your strength and the unique magic that you bring to situations. We have root chakra, ground and center, okay? And this image speaks of finding a home within yourself, okay? A sense of deep inner peace and a strong sense of grounding and being centered. Here you can fly free from the grips of survival into a place of thriving. There is trust, connection, and community, and you can rely on others and joyfully understand your responsibilities in turn. You are held and have strong foundations for all aspects of life. With your guard down, you have the tools to ride the waves if you need. Everything is okay. All right, and that's a meditation for the root chakra. As the root chakra sets us up, it really sets the foundation for the rest of our energy. And it says, with your guard down, you have the tools to ride the waves if needed. Everything is okay. Pile number 2, okay? You're too blessed to be stressed. Everything is okay. Here you can fly free from the grips of survival into a place of thriving. All right, so we've got that. And perhaps some of you have had root chakra issues because you grew up in an environment where there was a lot of money issues or a lot of financial instability, and you couldn't really trust the adults around you to take care of things or understand what was needed, okay? But this image speaks of finding a home within yourself, a deep sense of inner peace, and a strong sense of grounding and being centered. And that is where you are too blessed to be stressed. We have heaven sent, okay? And this is the crown chakra, all right? So not only are you connected to stability, structure, grounding, a strong foundation, your crown chakra is also connected to the essence of your being. And sometimes we can get really lost in the material challenges of this realm. And we have to just, and I understand, you know, money makes the world go round. I totally get it. But I also think Spirit is saying here, focus on the unique way that you are you and the way that you inspire others to be themselves and not hide who they are, and to really tap into a sense of their own vitality and their own spirit, okay? And I feel like Spirit is saying, be you, believe in the magic of you, connect, okay? With the crown chakra here, connect, and understand that this too shall pass, okay? And if you're worried about making a mistake, or you think people are always waiting for you to fail, like, understand that you're that good, and that's why people are that way, you know? But the main thing is that you believe in yourself. Pile number 2, okay? The main thing is believe in yourself, and that your hard work is paying off, and you will find more balance and more control in your life, okay? So pile number 2, that is what I am getting for you, my loves. I hope that that reading resonated for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments about the reading. Take care, my friends. Let's move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the 7th house, and today's reading is called Too Blessed to Be Stressed, my friends. We are going to go ahead and get into your reading, okay? And let's go ahead. Sometimes when we take life so seriously and everything becomes very black and white, we miss out on the humor and the fun and the lightness of everything. Pile number 3. And so today we are focused on being too blessed to be stressed, okay? And for you guys, you chose partnership. So perhaps there is a partnership 7th house issue that is on your mind right now, okay? And let's see here. Spirit shows how pile number 3 can become more blessed and less stressed, okay? How can pile number 3 become more blessed and less stressed? Okay, my loves. We've got the Hierophant, okay? We've got the Queen of Pentacles, stability, safety, structure, the World card, discipline, honor, and the Page of Wands. Wow, pile number 3. And we have the 8 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I'm going to get the rest of the cards out, and then we will start talking. And I love the Hierophant, the Queen of Pentacles, and the World card, but that's pretty heavy. That's pretty heavy energy. That's all earth energy. It's like I need everything to be right or perfect, or I need everything in this particular order. Everything feels kind of serious and heavy. And, you know, the Page of Wands is more about like spontaneity and having fun, laughter, joy, okay? And maybe you guys have realized, yeah, I've been very serious lately. Like, I've been very in my head. I've been very, you know, focused on my health and well-being, which is very good, Queen of Pentacles, okay? But the world's a very heavy place. You know, there's a lot going on in the world that's very, like, heavy and challenging, okay? But the Page of Wands is kind of about breaking away from some of that to enjoy life a little bit more, okay? We've got creativity here, okay? And for some of you, maybe you and your partner have been in a very heavy situation, trying to work something out, okay? Whether you're working something out financially or there's something going on with living situations, all right? But it's like we've got to save, we've got a lot of goals, the world's heavy, we don't know what's going to happen. Like there is a spirit of fun and creativity and lightness that is needed. Reflection. You and your partner are a reflection of each other, or you and the person you're thinking about, your energies. You're both seeking stability. You're both seeking like safety and protection from this crazy world, you know? And I'm also seeing somebody who likes to read a lot or is very into, like spends a lot of time alone reading is what I'm seeing, okay? Or maybe is reading the news or reading books, all right? But it can be this thing of it's hard to take a risk, or it's hard to come out of my shell, or it's hard to laugh and be fun and be youthful again because it kind of scares me. And I feel like I've lost that part of myself, 8 of Cups, okay? I feel like there's a part of myself that is missing. And we have here rejection. Yeah, rejection of the world. You know, and needing safety, stability, comfort, okay? Wanting to find creative ways to connect, all right, with someone on a deeper level that feels safe is what I'm seeing. Like the need to find ways to connect with someone on a deeper level that feels safe. And it's like, I don't want anybody else in this world except for you. I don't want any, like, it's kind of like shutting out the rest of the world to spend time with someone creatively, one-on-one, where you're both kind of mirroring this need in each other of needing structure or safety, okay? And then Page of Wands, but we're stopping ourselves from, it's like rejecting the world and playing it really, really safe, okay? Trying to find ways to creatively connect with people without getting out of your own bubble. Do you know what I'm saying? And, you know, an unwillingness maybe. And for those of you, here's something I'm going to say. All right. And because the world is a very stressful place and it is a very, you know, ugly place at times, we can go back to the things that are comfortable because both people are in this position of wanting to find some reliable companionship. And it's kind of a rejection of the rest of the world. It's like, I don't, you know, we could feel that rejected by others. We could feel we want to reject everyone else except for this person. But we may realize too how our rejection of the world or the rejection of other things that could possibly bring more joy, how we're stopping ourselves from really living, you know, and how we're stopping ourselves from, you know, growing up and closing the door on a particular situation because it feels very like safe and familiar, you know. And the Queen of Pentacles likes safety and familiarity and is very domestic as well, okay? And likes things to be very, likes to feel very protected. But we can inadvertently sometimes find situations that really, like, maybe we do feel very safe and protected with someone, but if we have to like reject growth and maturity within ourselves in order to live in that space, we might be inadvertently stopping ourselves from having more joy or experiencing more joy. Okay. And I also feel like you guys are really sick and tired of immature people who are only out for themselves and who think about things in a very short-term way, and who are like not really there to grow, okay? And who are just very like mentally like regressed in their mentality. I don't know how else to say it. Pile number 3, but very immature partners. And maybe in the past you have matched up with people who are very like short-sighted, who are very like lost and temperamental, people who only want what they want when they want it, okay? People who are very immature, who don't understand respect and like maturity, all right? People who are very emotionally and mentally immature, okay? And I feel like in the past, some of you here with this 8 of Cups, I feel like you maybe really lost yourself in those types of situations, with people who are very impulsive and just go on what they feel in the moment. And it's gotten to the point where I feel like a lot of you are like, I don't want that in my life, Natalie. I do not want that type of person in my life anymore. And what I really want is I want to keep working on myself to the point where, you know, I can meet somebody who has this, who's interested in creating something long-term and is into their long-term growth as a partner too, someone who is emotionally mature and stable, and somebody who is like, we're reflecting each other, as in we're in the same spot in life and we want the same things. And you know, there's like a deep sense of inner like connection between me and this person, and through this long-term commitment, this Hierophant energy, we really blend our natures together, and it's this very creative, enduring union, okay? And sometimes we can be stopping ourselves short of doing that because we're afraid of rejection, we're afraid of taking a risk, we keep stopping ourselves when we're trying to connect with new people, okay? And so it's kind of like, that can be happening here as well, all right? And with the 8 of Cups, we could be holding on to the past and holding on to an older connection as well, because it feels safer than putting ourselves out there in the world to talk to new people as well, okay? And this can be with the 8 of Cups where we feel like the past is kind of like stressing us out, okay? But this is also where we need to find a lot of, you know, self-trust within ourselves and say, you know, hey, I have wisdom within myself, okay? I'm too blessed to be stressed. This is how, pile number 3, how you can kind of think, okay? Like, I'm not trying to tell you how to think, pile number 3, but just go there with me for a second. Like, I am too blessed to be stressed. I am not going to make some of the bad decisions that I made when I was younger. I'm not going to, I'm not going to be afraid to try new things and stop myself from having pleasure and joy just because maybe in the past I wasn't able to stop myself, or I was too scared to try things, okay? I'm not going to do that anymore because you know what? I'm mature. I've grown as a person. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant. I'm mature. I've grown as a person. I understand when I'm looking at a partner, when I'm looking into their eyes, I understand if they're at where I'm at. Because guess what? I know myself, okay? And yes, things happened in the past. Yes, things that I would like to forget or let go of at some point. But at this point, I know what it's like to have emotional maturity because I do, okay? And I understand wisdom, and I understand learning from the past and learning from my experiences. And yeah, and I know that good relationships, good real relationships, take a long time to build. And it's not going to happen with something that happens very suddenly with the Page of Wands, okay? Like something that's very quick, flash in the pan, like no commitment to really like keep things going, okay? A lot of times relationships don't really work until both people are in the same mindset, wanting to grow together and take responsibility for things. And you know, I feel you guys can be in that space, pile number 3. I feel like you're, you know, some things that may have stopped you from doing that is going after the quick fix, okay? The Page of Wands with this stop card, or going after sexual impulses or quick fixes, or shutting yourself off from everything and putting yourself in a protective, safe bubble, and rejecting everything because it's a fearful feeling. All right. And so this is about, like, you know, if you're feeling anxious and nervous about dating, if there's someone that you keep going back to because it feels comfortable, like an old shoe, and it's a fear response or a response to not wanting to experience any more rejection. These are all things where we're realizing now I have within myself the Queen of Pentacles. I value myself. I have a strong sense of self-worth. I'm mature enough to realize what it takes to be in a commitment with someone. And when our values are the same and we're resonating at the same level, it makes sense, okay? And, you know, there's a big thing with the Queen of Pentacles about what makes sense, right? And the same thing with the Hierophant. It's Taurus energy. So there's a maturing there. And there's a real creativity, too, when we're dealing with somebody who is on our level. And it's like, okay, like this is like we can really talk and get to know each other without blurring boundaries or you know, negating the other person. Or it's when you have two whole people who are meeting and sharing energy, something can really grow and build. And you see like a creative mixing of energies, okay? Versus just going for the quick fix because it's comfortable and easy, or isolating ourselves because we're afraid, you know? So these are some things to think about. And, you know, and when it comes to partnership and relationships, like approaching things with a more measured, reasonable, I know it's like, oh, I'm excited, I want to, da 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 da, right? Okay, we know now within ourselves that when we rush, things fail. The World card with the rejection card, we know when we rush, Page of Wands, like things fail. But when we're comfortable and we take our time and we're, you know, reflecting back to each other the same values, the commitment, the maturity, and we're not rushing things, like things can go really, really well. And yeah, it says here, it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio, jealousy, betrayal, envy, anger, emotional poisons from the past, anger towards, you know, people who have wronged you in the past, right? We don't want to take that out on someone new, especially when you guys have so much to give, I feel like, and receive, like emotionally. And I feel you guys do have a stability within yourself to be a really good romantic partner. But I also think like it is time to release negativity. If we keep going back to the same thing and it brings the same results every time, we have to be mature enough to kind of let that go, which is the process of the Eight of Cups, of learning to walk away, and not to continue to revisit the same poisons from the past, okay? We have to learn how to let that grip that is on us, like, kind of relax, you know? And you're too blessed in your life, like, to carry around a lot of negativity or harbor a lot of negativity for another person. Pile number 3, you're far too blessed with caring and concern and compassion, love, creating things together. You're far too blessed to be carrying around an insane amount of past relationship poison and negativity, because you've got good things to offer here. You don't need permission to say no. Fuck them. Yes, exactly. You do not need permission to say no. Fuck them. Okay? And this person trying to think of creative ideas for how to get back into your good graces. Okay? And maybe you know the pain of rejection, so it's really hard for you to tell someone no or reject them because you have had that happen to you, and you don't want to hurt people's feelings, but you don't need permission to say no. Fuck them. Okay? All right? You don't need, if you don't like something or you don't like someone or it's not working for you, you're too blessed to be stressed. Like, you do not need permission to say no to something if it is bringing negativity. We have flashback. Wow. Pile number 3, okay? People from the past return. You may work with a previous coworker or take back an old job, or, you know, an old partner returns. You get a second chance, okay? And what we do with that is up to us, right? And sometimes, like, keeping ourselves safe and being the mature person and rejecting the other person is what we need to do. And we need to stop feeding into that part of ourselves that is like overzealous and over, you know, like, we need to cool it down a little bit. You know, we need to have some maturity about who we let into our life and who is going to be in our life, right? We need to really take a look at things. We see the camera here with the picture. Maybe some of you saw an old picture of something and you're like, I can't do that anymore, or I can't do this anymore, and I just can't keep doing this anymore. All right? And there's so many reminders and flashbacks of things from the past, okay? And it's not that this person wasn't important or the situation wasn't important to you, but sometimes, like, rejecting something and saying no to something is like the most mature thing that we can do. All right. And for those of you that are like stopping yourself from putting yourself out there because you have been afraid of rejection because of what you've experienced in the past, okay, it is challenging. We have square come up here. We have challenging. But sometimes, like, we deal with challenging people just to kind of prove to ourselves that we're over something. And I get it. I've done it myself, pile number 3, but don't create unnecessary stress on yourself by going back to something that's very, like, unreliable and not, you know, and a lot of people in the dating world, they are very short-sighted, immature. They don't know what they want. They're childish, okay? And sometimes that can cause us to shut down. And we meet people and they remind us of situations like that. And it's like, I don't want anything to do with that, okay? But if it's something you don't want, you just say no, right? And you just move on to the next thing. And because we're too blessed to be stressed around here. Like, we don't have to keep running into the same challenge and tension over and over and over again, you know? And, you know, the square can show where we are really struggling to work out something, or where we're struggling to reconcile something that we know isn't good for us, okay? Or is a short-sighted thing that isn't really gonna last, all right? And that's a lot of energy, where you could be putting that energy into some other things. You know what I mean? Pile number 3. We have intentions. Tell the universe what you would like to focus on, write it out, and speak it out. Yeah. And you know, the Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant, those are 2 cards of focus. Tell the universe what you'd like to focus on. I would like to focus on releasing negativity of the past. I would like to focus on emotional maturity. I would like to focus on meeting someone who has a lot of emotional maturity and knows what they want in life. I would like to focus on finding someone in my life who is stable and committed, and someone who's creative and has a really cool way of getting to know someone and talking to someone, and but who's also stable. Yeah, I want a partner who's creative, but I also need to be with somebody who is stable, okay? And tell the universe what you would like to focus on, and write it out and speak it out, okay? And we have here Earth Star Chakra Initiation. You are standing at the gateway into the unknown with trust in your heart, ancient remembering in your soul, and inner illumination to light the way. You have access to the seat of creation, creativity card here, okay? The spark of existence. Ooh, the Page of Wands, which, I mean, you don't want to stop that spark from existing within you, because it's important, right? And the spark of existence and the codes that hold the blueprints of who and what we are. This place is clear and grounded. Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant. Despite moving through multidimensional realms and being able to bridge worlds while functioning in physical reality, the higher you reaches for the divine and the realms of spirit. The higher you reach for the divine and the realms of spirit, the more important it is to anchor deeply into the earth. Yeah, Hierophant, Queen of Pentacles, all right? The higher we reach, or the more we let ourselves create and be free and be expressing ourselves and all of that, the more we need to connect with the earth deeply, okay? And this may be like with this, because I like the Page of Wands. I do. I like it as far as like, you know, exploration, sexuality, exploring, being youthful, having fun, enjoying yourself, you know, and letting yourself be free and be wild and all of that, but not in the old ways, right? Not because we're too blessed to be stressed. We're not trying to create drama in our lives, right? Stop with the drama, okay? We're not trying to create additional dramas in our life. We're just trying to have fun and be joyful and feel safe, basically. Like, right? On a basic level, that is what we're trying to do. We're trying to enjoy life, be joyful, be creative, have fun, be safe, be comfortable, without initiating like a ton of drama, okay, into our lives. And maybe that's something you guys are a little afraid of, like relationship wise. I don't want to bring a whole lot of unnecessary drama in my life, okay? Write out your intentions, write that out, okay? And release negativity, and be confident in your mature decision-making skills. Pile number 3, okay? Yes, we have inner trust. I knew it. We have inner trust, okay? And this is where you trust yourself to say, I am aware enough to understand when I am engaging or when I'm getting pulled into dramas and things that are not mine. And I trust myself not to, if I see signs that someone is being immature, drama, more trouble than they're worth, etc., I trust myself to say no. You don't need permission to say no, fuck them. I trust myself enough to say no to that situation, to reject that situation, to keep myself safe, okay? And to find stable, long-lasting people that I can connect with, because that is my intention, okay? And I'm not about the negativity, all right? I'm too blessed to be stressed. I want to focus more on how I can grow with someone, how we can learn together, the Hierophant. I'm more focused on our creativity, how we can learn and grow and be stable together versus, one-upping, anger, old, resentments, betrayals, like jealousies. Like, I trust myself to keep myself out of that drama. And if I feel that I am being pulled into that, I trust myself enough to release myself from that situation, okay? So pile number 3, that is what I am getting for you, my friends. I hope that reading resonated for you, my lovelies, and I wish you the very best. Take care.